And we're doing it. Yay! Hello, everybody. It's another Monday, which means it's Divine Feminine Mondays
Yes,
with me
it
and Nancy. And
is.
today, for the first time on my channel, Dali is here with
I'm
us.
here.
The Wolf Girl. And I've known Dali on and off for the last 2 years at least.
Yeah, at least.
And yay, the
Well,
stars
I
aligned.
stumbled across her. She was in my feed one day, and I'm so thankful.
Yep. The stars aligned, the planets moved,
Spirit
you
knew
know,
I
and
needed
here she
to hear
is.
her messages.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I kind of feel like that too. Like it's bizarre how we all like found each other. You know, it's not bizarre. It's not bizarre at all. It's
It's just
the way
that
that spirit
synchronicity.
works.
Serendipity.
Yep.
The serendipitous. So really quick, our chat is starting to pick up. So I just want to say Jackie Jacaranda is here.
Hi, Jackie.
It's a late night with you. So thank you, Miss Jackie. She's across the pond. So
Yeah.
hello, neighbor, across the pond. And everybody, happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day.
You wouldn't know it where I live, but I still went out today and I appreciated all the trees, the blossoming greenery and the flowers. So it was a beautiful day today here. Dina, hello, my dear. Joey Daw, I don't recognize you, but hello, Joey. Welcome.
Hi, Joey.
Ange is here.
So good to see Ange.
Roots
I
and
am in
waves.
Wisconsin.
Well, it's good
I
to
miss
see
Ange.
everybody.
I miss Ange. Ange, one of these days, like we were saying backstage, the stars aligned her just now and the planets moved, and it was perfect timing for Dali to come on. So let's try to make that happen, Ange. I miss reading with you and talking with you. So let's try to make that happen this year. That would be
Make it
awesome.
happen.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
That is what we like to do on this channel. We like to sing. We talk about music, do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. Okay. Heather was it's like Heather, reel it in. Twisted Sushi. Whoops. Here we go again. This is my StreamYard. It won't let me click on Amanda's name for some reason. So Amanda, Twisted Sushi is here. Hello, my dear. And we got Nancy. Let's see. Dali is in my home state of Wisconsin.
Yay!
She currently lives in Canada, but that's her home state. And Janet DC is here. Hello, Wolfgirl Oracle. We were just chatting.
Yes, Jen and I were just talking.
Oh,
Yes.
look at that kitty's face. I love that kitty. How cute.
Yeah.
Hey, girl. Hey, Allison. My girl's here. So yeah, that's weird, Amanda. It won't let me. There we go. Now it's letting me click on you. So
there we
Amanda's
go.
Here, Mama Sushi. How are you doing? And alrighty, so it's Earth Day, and I had like this last minute brain fart. Let's write a poem for Earth Day. And everybody knows what a wonderful poet Nancy is in chat.
Excuse me.
So Nancy is going to make her debut live video with her poem, but we always love to have our guests go first. So Dali, I'm going to put you on the big screen.
All right. I wrote a tiny little poem for
and
Earth
then share
Day.
whatever else you want to share.
Okay. So I named my poem Children of Gaia. And it says, Children of Gaia, please unite. Put down the weapons and end the fight. We all come from stardust, born here to shine. Planet health is a must. We all must align. And that is my tiny little poem.
That's cool.
I
like last
that.
minute. It's
Thank you.
wonderful. I love that. So Miss Nancy.
Okay. Let's see. Looking above to the clouds and stars, below is our goddess, patiently waiting for us to feel her beneath our feet, in our hearts and souls. Deep in her womb, she nurtures and aches for our love in return. Embrace our mother now.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. See, Nancy writes beautiful poetry.
Yes, she does.
And for me, I did an acrostic because that's what we were focusing on last night. And so I just took the word earth because of it being Earth Day. So this is my acrostic. Every day we should honor our mother. All paths of life lead back to her womb. Remember, we come from her. Together we return to her, holding hands while healing her. And that's what I have.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Beautiful.
So, all righty. So today we have Dali, Wolfgirl Oracle, joining us. First time on my channel, even though I know Dali for a couple of years now, on and off. And Dali, why don't you share with people in chat who may not know you all the wonderful details about your talking about your spirituality. I know you practice Nordic. You work with the Nordic pantheon. I've seen, if any of you have seen her videos, sometimes Dali has done these beautiful rituals on YouTube, and she has her beautiful. I don't know. I don't want to say crown or tiara. I'll let
It
you.
is. It is, for all intents and purposes, a crown. Yeah.
Because I know that it's a different name, but I'll give it over to you. And
yeah.
I'll be quiet now.
It's a shaman's crown, is what it is. It's a Norse shaman
Okay,
crown.
I'll put you back over here.
Oh, I'm big. Hello, everyone.
Yes.
I see that Flowing came in too. Hey, Flowing.
Yes, Flowing is here. And so is Sheridan.
Sheridan.
So hello.
Yeah.
And we're
Hello.
all
Thanks for
welcoming
coming.
Dali to my channel. So
All right.
the
Well,
411 girl.
here we go. Here we go. What can I tell you about me? I am a psychic medium from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I am a Norse pagan, but I incorporate all different kinds of puzzle pieces from different faiths into my belief system. So I don't fit in nicely into a Norse pagan box. There's some overflow, especially when it comes to Buddhism. I mix a lot of that into my spiritual practice. And I like all paganism. So I will sometimes talk about Celtic pagans and, their pantheon. So I mix a lot of things in. And I think that a lot of people who are down a spiritual path do that. I think that that's what leads us to that place, is this exploration of other faiths and other belief systems. And at the root of it all, we all end up going, I seem to have an intuition that I'm deeply connected with, that I need to explore and do something with, And for many, many, many years, well into my 30s, I was strongly, strongly steeped in Christianity. And I am not here to Christian bash, nor will I do that, because I believe everyone is on their place in their path for a reason. Okay. And for me at that time, that was important to me. And it was an important part of my life. But I came to a point where I was like, I'm experiencing some things here that I don't fully understand. And I need to explore this deeper. I need to go further. So I had to leave the church because I didn't want to be a hypocrite. I didn't want to be somebody who was in, a good little Christian on Sunday in the church. And then, every other day of the week, I'm exploring things like tarot cards and even dabbling in witchcraft, just exploring all these other elements that were out there, because I was trying to figure out what it was that I was experiencing and what do I do with what I'm experiencing, right? So in 1997, I bought my very first tarot deck, and I've got it right here. In fact, I brought it out just in case we decided we were going to read. It's the Mary Hanson Roberts deck. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Mary Hanson Roberts, but I met her, and she had such a tremendous impact on my life. She was such an eccentric, deeply connected, go with the flow person, and I was really drawn to her, and she taught me so much. And so I got her deck and, bought the book, got her to sign it, hung out with her for a weekend, and went, I need to look at this more. But I kept having all these these Christian pangs that were like hitting my heart at that time, going, you're not supposed to be doing this. You're not supposed to be dabbling in divination. This is a sin. You need to stop doing this. And, I'd put everything aside for a while. Then a year or two later, I'd bring it right back out again and start working with it again. And every time that I did that, every time I put things away and brought them back out, it was like there was a progression in what I was visualizing when I would do this. Okay.
Makes sense. Yep.
But I think that the real turning point was before COVID started. I started delving into Norse paganism. And I did that because of my ancestry, and I was trying desperately to connect with my ancestors. I started reading up on ancestor veneration, and I just put in ancestor veneration into the search bar on YouTube and came across the Fellowship of Northern Traditions, which is the group that I belong to. And I started watching their videos, and there was such a deep connection with ancestor veneration and veneration of the land spirits and the house spirits. And I was doing all this while I was delving into my own ancestry. And I realized what the connections were. And as soon as I did, that really opened up my intuitiveness to a degree where for a while there, it was a little scary. Okay, I was a little bit frightened by what I was experiencing. Luckily, my good friend Katie Moonchild was right there, and her and I talked it out, and she really helped me through a lot of that process.
Yes.
She really, really did. She's a darn good friend to me. And so now I went, after doing this on my own for a few years, doing readings for myself and then close friends and stuff. I went, okay, you know what? I'm going to take this to YouTube now, and I'm going to shine my light. I'm going to talk about Norse paganism. I'm going to talk about spirituality. I'm going to bring messages forward that I'm getting from my spirit team. And I'm going to just love people and give them what I have, and that's where I am right now. So every week I try to do live streams on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Link below.
Just throughout the week, where I give messages to the collective. I try to keep them nice and short and tight, but still give like all the appropriate information that Spirit wants me to give you guys. And in between all that, I'm doing Norse rituals and talking to the gods and communing with other fellow Norse pagans, and of course my family too.
That's
I don't
beautiful.
leave them out. So that's me.
That's Dali. So, and she's so much more. I mean, every time I see her on video or talking, you're just always full of this positive energy, this positive light, just so warming and welcoming of everybody. And sorry, I got distracted by something in the chat. You're all just warming and welcoming and accepting of people, and I absolutely love that. And let me just take you down for a second. So, Ava, the bomb, you don't have to do a Venmo. Donations are always appreciated, but not necessary. We will be getting to doing but we do goddess readings on Mondays. So this is focusing on the divine feminine. So feel free to stay, see if this is your vibe. It's always nice to see new faces in chat, so welcome. And Kristen Louise just joined us, and who also practices Norse paganism as well.
All right,
and has her own star. Have you seen her star rune oracle deck that she created?
No.
Oh, I might have to grab that. So
it's amazing.
Yeah. Here, just let me get up there really quick. But Sheridan had a question that I didn't know. Dali, if you want to answer this, you probably would be able to do it in a nutshell for Sheridan, quite easier than I would. And she's asking about paganism. So let me just grab her card.
I am not. I was never Catholic, but every time I go into a Catholic church, I swear I feel much more at home in a Catholic church than I do in a lot of the Protestant churches. And I think that that's because there is such a heavy weight put on ritualism in the Catholic Church, and there is nothing wrong with that. The Catholic Church was started when people were predominantly illiterate, right? So they created a lot of rituals so that people could participate in worship and still feel a part of worship, even though they couldn't like pop open a Bible and read it because they were illiterate, or there weren't any Bibles, because the only people that had them were the priests and the people who had a lot of money, right? So all the iconography that you see like in the Catholic Church, that is very similar to what we experience in paganism. I am surrounded, back here I have like I have several altars in here, but I am surrounded by icons of my my Norse faith. So I think it is very similar. And I think that there's commonality. I feel like we inherently as humans have just some common things, right? We all want to have good, healthy, wonderful families, right? We all want to have decent jobs and not have to worry about money, right? We have all these common things, and we also have these common things built into us, like thou shalt not kill was not created by the Jews. Thou shalt not kill is inherent in us, right? Yeah. That is brought out in a completely different way. And seeing that we're talking about like feminism, the feminine aspects of the divine, in cultures that were run by women, you had a lot less of that warring thing going on. Just saying. I'm not blaming men. I'm just saying that the energy was different. So, okay, I went off on a complete tangent there. Sorry.
No, but I was gonna type something in, but so Sheridan, you had just asked a question. We kind of answered that for you. Your responses were a little broken up. I was getting a little confused. And he says here, look, I'm not interested in this. It was nice meeting you people, but this is not for me. Well, that's okay. We understand that.
It is all good.
You're welcome.
I appreciate honesty.
Yes.
I appreciate honesty above everything else. So
yes.
But thank you for your question. So really quick, I'm just gonna put myself on the biggie for a little bit. Just to share some of now, Kristen Louise did an amazing job. I can't show every single card, but I just pulled out a few that just like really stood out. And I think my favorite of all of these cards is, so what she did, she took an image and then she put a word to it, and then she put the rune at the top of the corner along with the name of the card. And this is one of her cards.
Oh, that's very cool.
Burkano. It's a woman.
So basically, she took the runes and the general meaning of the runes and made
then
put
a picture.
Yeah, that's super cool. I want that deck.
And she has several photographs, or several cards for the same rune, which
like
is
for connection.
Yes.
There's a female. She included a male and a male.
Nice.
And there's also a female and a male.
I love that.
There's all different ages. There's all different ethnicities as well.
Oh, I love it.
And I love this one because it always makes me think of the Madonna song Frozen. It's one of my favorite songs by her. And just really, it's a beautiful deck. The link is at her on her channel, but I just wanted
to definitely get that deck. That's right up my alley.
It's just absolutely beautiful. I mean, power, boom. So just a very well done deck. I love it. So that's our Miss Kristen Louise. And hello, Holly Deshane. Welcome.
Writing that down.
Kristen, why don't you go ahead and put your link for your channel in the chat.
Gorgeous.
Everybody who has a channel, most of you have wrenches. I trust you with wrenches. So if Ramon Moon Scarab has an incredible channel. He's a tarot reader. He discusses all types of different divination, Javamancy to runes to everything. So it's just a really wonderful community, and we're all learning from each other. We're all, exploring our own spirituality together. And it's okay to not agree on everything. I know there's a lot of
Absolutely.
people in our community that what they believe in absolutely does not resonate with me. But that's, like you said, that's their path, their connection, and wherever, evolving. Um, and really quick before I forget, Dali, is there a Nordic goddess that represents Mother Earth that you might
Jord.
want?
Jord. Jord.
Mm.
Jord.
Yeah, Jord.
Is there anything you want to share about her, seeing it with it being Earth Day today?
Well, she, it in all the ways that you've ever seen Mother Earth depicted. Okay,
Hmm.
Jord is no different. She is the spirit of the earth, and she is a goddess, just like Freya or Frigg or any of the Norse pantheon. Um, there isn't a lot of information on her that I have found, but in everything that I have found, she's an Earth Mother, just like Gaia.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So we just call her Jord.
Or Thanu from the Tuatha and on, and
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Pachamama. I just love saying Pachamama too. It sounds
Yeah.
like just a powerful. Just.
She's a giantess too.
Hmm.
Um, but
Just
but I think that the way that she's been kind of morphed over
she's
time
the mother of Thor.
is the mother of Thor. That's right. She's the way that she's morphed over time has been to um, the way that we venerate her is more like the mother, the all encompassing mother, like the all of Midgard, which is why Thor is so strongly protective of Midgard, which is the earth. That's where we are, is Midgard.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Is there any other goddesses or gods that you work closely with, or that you would love to share with people in chat that
I
may?
do. I'll talk about the female goddesses that I venerate, seeing that we're kind of like feminine focused in this
Yep,
show.
that's what this whole
Um,
channel is.
I
Yep.
have a strong connection with Freya. Like Freya has really stepped, especially over this thing with my arm. Okay, this thing with my arm is really the thing that really binded she and I together. Um, she Freya is she's okay. So you have Freya and Freyr and Njord are father. Njord is the father. Freya and Freyr are brother and sister. Okay, and the three of them as kind of a trifecta mean a lot to me. Okay, I come from a family that came to America because they were fishermen, and Njord is the god of fishermen, of fishing boats, of commerce, um, a little bit of luck in there. And so I started with him and branched out from there. And Freya, over the last year, I am not even kidding you, has really stepped up her, like, making herself known to me.
That's
Okay.
good.
And the way that I see her is through red-tail hawks.
Really?
And I cannot tell you how many times over the last, especially since Yule, in December, especially since Yule, how many times I have called her name out loud and saw a hawk immediately following that. So, I
Wow.
mean, she's really, really making herself known in my life. So I venerate her a lot. I just have a strong love. Yep, there she is.
Here she is. I thought she was in my deck. That's why I
Freya.
love her.
Yes, Freya.
Freya,
And
radical
she is,
acceptance.
so I mean, she's sort of the pinnacle of the goddesses that I worship, but I also have a strong connection with Scotty. And Scotty is a giantess that was actually married to Njord for a short time. Um, she's sort of she reminds me a lot of Artemis in the Greek pantheon. Okay, she's a huntress. She's often depicted wearing skis, the whole Norse thing. So she skis through the woods, and she hunts. Um, So I have a strong connection with Scotty. I spend the entire winter here in Milwaukee talking to her. You know, she's on my altar for the entirety of winter, and she's just an amazing, strong-willed, solid boundaries kind of woman. Okay, like she is the goddess of boundaries. You know, where she just puts her foot down and says, "I will not be doing that. Thank you." You know, so
Sounds like my kind of gal.
yeah,
Mhm.
Scotty rocks. You know, Scotty rocks. Another goddess that I love a lot for her maternal instinct is Frigg. Um, Frigg is Odin's wife, and you know she's the mama of all Asgard. Okay, I mean she's not the mother of all Asgard, but she's the queen of Asgard. Okay, um, but she's often depicted as a woman who has just a strong love for mothers and for um, women who are like mothers, you know, which is my situation. You know, I don't have any children of my own, but I have a stepson. And I connect with her quite a bit too. When I'm in a place where I need to talk to a goddess about something that's going on in my life that I don't want to necessarily bring my own physical mother into, you know, she's the goddess, she's my go-to goddess for those kinds of questions, you know, that kind of guidance. And so I love her very much. And then I also have a few others. Ostara, which is the goddess of spring. Adun, which is also another spring goddess. She's the one who gives the golden apples to all of the gods to ensure that they stay young and healthy. Because
What's her name again?
Adun, I
Adun. Okay.
Idunn. Some people say Yadun. Some people say,
Oh.
you know, they have different ways to pronounce it. I say Idunn, because that's the way that I've always I've always said it. Um, but I like her a lot too. You know, I love that she brings kind of this youthful creativity to my life. You know, so when I'm looking to do something creative, you know, she's one of my go-to goddesses for that kind of thing. So those are some of the goddesses that I venerate. You know, the majority of them.
Now I have a quick question because I know sometimes when we see names, we don't quite know how to pronounce it because of the way of the writing with the different languages. Scotty or Scott is that's not her, is it?
Scold? No.
No, so that's
Scold
not her.
is she's one
Okay.
of the Njorns. She's one of the Njorns
Okay.
that live
Thank
under
you.
Yggdrasil and weave the fates of um weave the
Gotcha.
fates of man, you know.
I was hoping to find. I think Freya was the only um because we have Oistray or for Ostara. Now is
Yes.
Oistray the same as Ostara?
Yes it
Oh,
is.
oh,
Yeah,
and she's
that
got a
Oistre is the German pronunciation of
let's
it.
see what Nancy's got. There she
I
goes.
like
She's got
this
another Freya.
part of Freya.
Freya.
My granddaughter is named Freya. And this one says that she is the goddess of discernment.
She is.
And she said, I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. That's
I
exactly right.
like
That's
that.
exactly how Freya is. Freya is the goddess that will smack you upside the head with a clue by four when you need it. You know, she is a I'm going to tell you how it is
Yeah.
kind of goddess. And so if you're venerating her and asking her a question, you better be ready to accept the answer that you're going to get, you know. And sometimes it isn't pretty, but it's the truth, you know.
Yep.
And I love that about her. Oh, another goddess that I venerate who's up on the
Hi,
altar
Karen.
up there is Angerboda. And Angerboda she is Loki's wife, and she's the mother of Fenrir, the wolf that ends up like killing everybody at Ragnarok, killing Odin. No, Freya is not fluffy bunnies. You are absolutely right. You have, yes.
Though she's cool for having cats, though, pulling her
She
chariot.
is.
I
Yeah,
love
she
it
does.
for the
Mhm.
cats.
The
Yeah.
Norwegian forest cats that pull her, well, it's depicted many different ways. Sometimes it's lynx, sometimes it's Norwegian forest
Yes,
cats.
she is blunt.
Oh, that's why I say you're getting hit by a clue by four, because you are getting a clue. Whether you want it or not, you are getting a clue. If you go to her and you ask her for something, expect that you are going to get an answer. And it is not going to be warm fuzzy bunny. Sometimes it is, if that's the answer. But
When my granddaughter was just an infant, and she would have these crying jags, and the only thing that would put her to sleep was when we played this heavy metal Amon Amfrith.
oh,
This one song, and I was babysitting her one night. She was like maybe 4 months old, and she just would not stop. And I remembered my son-in-law saying, it's crazy, and I downloaded that song, and as soon, like 4 or 5 beats in, she just relaxed. And my husband was like, "Oh my gosh, how could that baby love
that was
Yeah.
me as a baby.
that?"
That was me as a baby. I
That's
have
awesome.
a T-shirt. Janet, I have a T-shirt that says "Y'all need Freya," and it's like her being,
Yeah.
carried by her cats.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, Jackie. Yes, Dina. No holds barred. Yep.
Yeah,
She
that's what
tells it
I
like it
love
is.
about Freya. I feel like, um, even if you're not a Norse, if you're not somebody who follows Norse paganism, I think that everyone can, especially every female, can find some kinship in Freya.
Yes.
You know,
I agree.
whether you're somebody who's got a fire inside of you but hasn't brought it out yet, or you're somebody who is like me, and I'm a lot like Freya in that I make solid boundaries, and if you cross those boundaries, we're going to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So I really have a strong connection with her, and it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger, to the point where I'm even starting to think of wearing an oath ring, for her, dedicating myself to her.
Yes.
Wow.
But that is
That's amazing.
that's a
Not
big,
taken
that's,
lightly.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not something that you just go, hey, I like Freya, I'm going to put an oath ring on. No, you have to really, there has to be like a deep desire to fully dedicate oneself for the rest of your life, so.
Nancy, do you want to mention Carradwin? Because that's something similar that you're doing.
Well, what was the first thing? What did you say?
No, because Dali was talking about getting an oath ring to dedicate yourself working with
Right.
with Freya, and you just started working with Carradwin, and you got that beautiful bowl or statuette where you can put your crystals and everything.
Yeah, I've got her right there.
Worked with her for years.
She's a gorgeous
beautiful.
goddess to work with too.
And yes, and she is very serious about being committed to follow her.
Yeah, well, all the gods are. Yeah. All the gods are, but there's a different kind of wrath that comes out of the female goddesses.
Especially the Morrigan.
Seriously.
Yeah, if you're not ready to work with the Morrigan, or or my friend Amanda, she wanted to work with Kali, and she was like, "Oh my God, it was." That's not to be taken lightly. So there's some goddesses that if you're going to work with somebody, you better know who you're getting, in touch with.
She's teaching me more about transformation.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Your cauldron. Yeah. Your cauldron of transformation. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's cool. That's super cool. I didn't know that, Nancy. That's neat. Yeah, she's a like I said, there's a bunch of gods in my in my little pantheon spectrum, And I feel like, I come from many different places, right? I am not just, Swedish. I'm Swedish, I'm German, I'm Prussian, I'm Irish. there's a little bit of Jewish in me somewhere that came. I
Yeah.
don't know how the
Well,
connection is there, but
my
I'm a little.
gynecologist said that he thought I had some either Norse or Scandinavian blood because I carried all of my babies 42 weeks.
Mm.
And he said that they do. I don't know. I mean, that's what he said, and I thought,
Oh,
well,
I never heard of that.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. I mean, that's what he said. So I don't know. I would like to have, I think for Christmas, I'm going to treat myself to a DNA
Okay.
testing.
Oh, yes.
You
I
should.
learned
You
a
totally
lot
should. I
about
think
myself.
it was eye opening for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
To get my genes tested. I
Mm-hmm.
went through ancestry.com for mine. And
Okay.
the more that they sample, the more you find out about yourself, which
Mhm.
is just amazing. And my partner Chrissy, she's half Cape Verdean, so half black, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and half Irish and English. And so delving into her ancestry, and um, it got us looking at African goddesses too.
Mm-hmm.
None of which I
Yes.
can pull off the top of my head right now because it's a relatively new research for us. But it
Mm-hmm.
was it's been very eye opening to understand that, like, in so many cultures across the world, there are these divine feminine women who represent so much of what femininity is,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
And it's not necessarily attached just to women,
Mm-hmm.
which is fascinating to me, and
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. I'm really, oh,
Mami Wada, African
African
goddess.
goddess. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So
This is Jay.
yes, Jay. I know. I saw
This,
Jay. I saw
okay.
Jay. Who was Jay on with
Jay was
when I
just
was
on recently
watching?
with somebody, and I can't remember who it was. I wasn't there to catch it, but yeah, Jay's beautiful.
She's a beautiful. Yes, I could see that in her. And I was looking at your skin, Jay, and I was like, oh, you look like you have Cape Verdean skin. You look like you look a lot like my partner. So I'm like, oh, I wonder if she's Cape Verdean.
Yeah, when I was growing
But
up, my mom's like, "Yeah, you're mostly Italian. You got some Irish, a little bit of German, and a little bit of something else." And then I do the ancestry. My friend got it for me for my birthday, Amanda. Holy crap! Finland, Scandinavian, Middle Eastern. I'm like, where is this coming? I mean, a lot of German, a lot of German. And then there's a little bit of the Swiss mixed in there, and I'm just like, none of my family knew this. And
well,
I'm like, cool, I got some Nord in me.
you have to like think about how people migrated into Europe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
From
it's
the Russian
amazing.
steppes, from the
Hey, Beth.
Caucasus and stuff, how they all migrated in. As they moved along, they picked up things. Norse in and of itself is a relatively young um, young faith compared to, like, some that are out there. Like the Celtic faith is so much older.
Mm-hmm.
But and the Celts moved through Europe first. The Germanic tribes came after that, and there is a lot of you can see a lot of similarities, like in the Slavic, the Norse, and the Celtic realms, the
Mm-hmm.
their types of people.
Yeah, they're fine. The
The
Celts going
stories are
back further and
different,
further.
the names are
Mm-hmm.
different, but there is this general
Yeah.
feeling, of certain characters throughout, like Perun out of the um, like from the Polish area and Latvia and that area. Perun is very similar in a lot of ways to Thor. So, but they're not the same god. They have different stories. They have completely different stories, but
I
they
love your knowledge.
have a
This is
lot.
amazing.
Oh, all I do is read.
I
That
used to be able to do that, and
I don't have a
certain
life. All I do is
medications and
read.
stuff. I could read a couple lines, and then it's just like I can't focus anymore. It's weird, but I used to love reading books day in and day out. But this is how I learn now. I have amazing people with amazing knowledge coming on and sharing. And Jay was letting you know that she is Black Irish, Swedish, German Norwegian, and African American.
Oh, rock. Oh, you've got that beautiful mix.
And she can trace her Germanic tribe back to 1645.
Oh,
That's
my God.
amazing.
That
There's been a
is
few that I've been able to follow. Yeah.
that's fantastic. I think there's a little bit of Viking in everyone.
Yeah.
Vikings got around. They were all over the place. They were in the Middle East. They were in Africa. They were in Russia. They were in, like Kristen was just saying, that Russia is actually named after the Rus, and the Rus were a Viking tribe that
Yeah.
went in there.
And they're thinking the Vikings were here way before Columbus. There were a lot
Yes,
of people
well, of
way
course.
before,
Yes.
but
yeah.
Viking as well. And Beth said even Germanic. Wait a minute. Remember that often families hide their ancestry, even Germanic during certain times in history. Definitely Jewish ancestry was hidden for self-preservation. Yeah, and I have that too. So yeah, there's a lot of things that we would be like, oh, that's beautiful. That would, but depending on where you were, or what area of town or country you lived in, you had to hide that at all costs. It could be life or death.
Yeah.
And early rituals joined us.
Early rituals, right?
Yeah.
Early rituals, right?
Mhm.
Totally.
Have you heard Agador twittering? You know what he's doing? He's talking himself to sleep.
Oh,
He's got his little head under his wing, and he's
Agador's her little parakeet. No,
I know my bird was
him.
listening to your bird this morning and was singing along with your bird. And I was like, oh, this is so sweet. In fact, let me check him real quick. He's new to me, so I'm kind of like worried about him.
Oh, how sweet. So yeah, I have already 2 starred. If anybody would like a divine feminine reading from Dali, Nancy, and I, go ahead and put me in chat. I have both Ange and I also have Dina that have asked. So just putting that back out there for newcomers.
I could have probably chosen a better divine feminine deck, but I'll tell you what, this Mary Hanson Roberts was a divine feminine. She's no longer with us in this world, but man, you want to talk about a powerhouse. One of the best stories she told me was when she was in high school. She was in high school during the 50s, okay? And she was in sewing class, and everyone had to make a poodle skirt in sewing class. And she decided to make her poodle a dragon. And I'm like, I love you. Will you be my mom?
Wow. And Nancy loves her dragons.
Yes, she does.
I love dragons. I do. Now are we reading for Ange? Is that who you said?
Yeah, I was going through and seeing if anybody else had wanted one. Yes, Ange is the first one.
Okay.
Tom says he needs to feel his feminine energy. All right. I wonder where Shazad is. Usually Shazad pops in and asks for a reading. Let me see. Just making sure I didn't miss anyone's comments or questions. And hello, Bill. Again, yes, thank you for popping in and doing wonderful poetry with last night. You're so appreciated. And Nancy, if I may ask, what is your little bird's habitat like? Just curious. Sorry if I'm too nosy. And that's from Beth.
He has got he is in a parrot cage. It's a huge cage, and he has lots of perches. And for a long time, for years, I did not have a mirror in his cage, because when they're really little and you put a mirror in the cage, they love the mirror and not you. And so now he has a mirror, but if I open the door, he'll hop right on my finger. I mean, he just loves being out. But then he loves his cage. So, look, you have an African gray.
Oh, look at that face.
Yeah.
He's like,
Ruben,
my right side?
30 years old.
My right side? 30 years.
Kind of he's a rescue for all intents and purposes. So we're still bonding. We just got him over the weekend. So
oh my.
But right now I just went out to check him, and he's sitting on top of his cage, and my cat is on her cat tree directly across, sleeping away, just sound asleep. So they're like close to each other and they're not fighting. So I'm glad
Well,
about that.
that's good.
Yes. Sounds like a Greek myth. Yes, totally.
Yep. Narcissist falls in love with their own wing. Yeah, their own images. Yep. Let's see. Well, I hope your mouth feels better. Have a safe drive home, Bill. Dentists can't. I know. They can't. Not necessarily a fun trip. I had 5 teeth pulled in one day. So yeah, that was fun. So Dolly, were you ready? Because
I am.
Our guests go first. So there you go.
Okay, so the first card I pulled was the Ace of Swords. So we're looking at some clarity here. You know, we're doing a feminine reading. Okay, so the clarity is coming through because you've been doing a lot, or you should be doing a lot of contemplation. You know, you should be doing a lot of thinking about how the balance will work, because I got the Emperor as well. So you're being asked by Spirit to balance out the feminine and masculine energies. One seems to be dominating over the other, you know, and you know, whether you're female or male, you have both. Okay, you have both in you. You have masculine energy and you have feminine energy, and sometimes one will take over more so than the other one will. And it's important that you try to keep that in balance. Now, it's okay to draw from that, draw through from the feminine energy or draw from the masculine energy when it's appropriate, but it's important to dial it back once that is complete. So spend some time thinking about, where are you right now? Where are you on the balance of things? And that's the message that I got from Spirit.
Oh, you got a heart from her. Thank you. And Nancy.
Ange, I got 2 cards for you. The first one is believe in the impossible. And what I love about this is it has hummingbirds in it. You see the hummingbirds? And I looked up the book, what the message for hummingbirds is, and it says you need to be very flexible with the twists and turns in your life will take over the next few days. Put more emotional sweetness in your life. You need it. You're going through some very heart-opening kind of experiences, and you'll quite naturally draw more and more love into your life. And you know, when we embrace the impossible, it becomes possible. And I love that for you. The second card also, which is interesting, it has birds in it. And this is from the intuition deck. And this is the card of intuition. And the affirmation is, I am tuned into the energy of those I care about. And I think that these 2 cards really go together for you, Ange. And I see this as very, very positive for you, and I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
Beautiful. Oh, Ange, it's been forever since I've been able to read for you. So I pulled. I'm trying to figure out which set to go with first, but I'm going to go with Branwen first. I pulled from the Goddess Oracle, and I got Branwen, which is all about forgiveness. And it says here, sometimes life invites us into conditions that challenge us to the core. As the Celtic goddess Branwen forgave those who caused her own death by a broken heart, she asks you to set yourself free from the seeds of resentment that will surely choke the life out of your dreams. So making sure you release any. I know it's hard because I still hold on to some of mine and it come back from time to time, but every time we work on them, it gets lesser and lesser, and that pain is more of a dull. And we find that we're able to forgive a little bit more each time. And so forgiveness. And when I looked at your cards, that I see that in the cards. I used my star tarot for see that's Earth Day today because there's a lot of animals in Earth in this deck. And the underlying energy is the 5 of Swords. So it feels like there is some conflict you're going through, something where, or you recently were, and you just feel defeated. You feel like, it's time to walk away. Kind of people trying to, like, trying to get in that last word, trying to be the one that's always right. And this could just be a feeling of betrayal. To me, this feels like what this forgiveness is needed for. That it could be something that, a mistake in the past that you made by trusting a certain individual, or whatever this was. Is that right now, this Five of Swords is still poking at your heart. It's still piercing it, and through the Four of Cups, which I love because it's about, okay, this is the past. These are the emotions that you're looking at. For me, she's sitting there. She's honoring them. She's aligning her chakras. She's getting grounded. The storks, the herons, they're a lot about, empowering perseverance, moving forward. And then you have this beautiful golden cup behind you. And as you're working through all this, it's going to be some shadow work. And the moon to me is, not a scary card at all. It's about tapping again
Right.
into that divine feminine, listening to your body, healing through the different cycles of the moon. And I love this here because even though it's supposed to be a path, I also feel like it's a pyramid. So again, connecting that energy, bringing that energy up from Mother Earth, the beautiful wolves on this, the beautiful balance, because we can't have the dark without the light. Paying attention to how you feel, how you heal, and how you work through the different cycles of the moon, and trusting in that beautiful, intuition. And of course, you got those beautiful, lovely little crows, ravens down there, all about mystery, about magic, about healing. That power is all within you. Just, get those chakras aligned, get grounded, and work through that shadow work or that past trauma. And lots of forgiveness for yourself too, and anybody involved. So that's my ring for you, Ants. Thank you, thank you.
I love the moon card because you've got the two crows on there, which are like um, Hugin and Moonin, the Odin's ravens,
Oh
and
yeah.
you've got the two wolves, so like Odin's wolves, which are Jerry and Frankie. So it's like you've got the all
Very
of
cool.
see, and look at my T-shirt. You can see that I'm wearing an Odin T-shirt right now. You've got the two ravens right here,
Oh
right,
my goodness.
and then down here you've got the black and the white wolf. See,
Mm.
Yes, we're a wolf
uh,
household here. So that's beautiful. Oh, I love that. And Ange says, "Oh my goodness, all three of you are so spot on. I needed this. Thank you so much. Kiss, hug. Mwah.
happy to
Love
do
you,
that for you,
Ange."
Ange.
And yes, the moon sheds light in the dark. Yep,
For
she's
real.
she's the mother that watches us during the night and protects us. Looks after us. Making sure I didn't miss. And yes, hello, Moira. Thank you
Moira.
for
I love that
joining
name.
us. The Star Tarot, yeah. Oh, and Beth says, I just subbed to Dali's channel. Yay!
Oh, thank you. That was
Thank
very
you,
nice.
Beth.
That's very kind. Thank you very much.
You will always, no matter what the messages are in Dali's cards in the morning, or when she has her talks, it might sometimes get a little heavy and stuff that we really don't want to have to hear or deal with. She always delivers it. You walk away feeling good. You never walk away feeling, worse or bad if you came in feeling that way.
It's not. It's never fun when spirit gives you something heavy, right? I mean, I am so all about the love and light, So when spirit does give me something heavy, I'm always a little like, oh, spirit, really? Do we got to talk about this today? But it must be important if spirit gives that to us, right?
Yeah.
So I do the best that I can to try to
Mm-hmm.
put the positiveness on it. I talk a lot about flipping the script, right? Nothing is
Yeah.
set in stone. So
And now we are reading
thank
for
you for saying
Dina.
that, Heather.
She goes by. What was that, Dolly?
I said thank you for saying that.
Oh, you're welcome. But yeah, when some mornings, because I wake up in the morning with anxiety, and if I see Dolly and I'm waking up and I'm in, because I don't want to go into a chat and be in a foul mood, but if I'm having some stuff, I go in there, even if I'm in there just for a few minutes before I have to go, I feel so much better because she's laughing, she's talking. I mean, it's that
I'm
energy.
very silly.
It doesn't. It's not one of those that drains you. It actually, it lifts you. And I feel the same way when I'm done reading with Nancy on Mondays. some days are so hard, and I'm like, well, I'm seeing Nancy tonight. This evening, we'll do messages. We'll talk about crystals and goddesses, and I'll walk away feeling a lot better than, instead of like coming in. So you want those kind of people.
Right. The light is important.
Yeah.
We're surrounded by a lot of darkness in this world right now, and I think people are hungry for the light and hungry. I truly believe that even the people who are solidly one way or the other, I feel like in the collective right now there is a longing for unity. There's a longing for people to come together and to heal, a deep, deep longing, but nobody knows where to start and nobody knows how to get it going. That's our job. I feel like that's our job, is to try to bring some unity and some love and some light back to our planet.
That's what we need. And thank you, Tom. Put Dali's channel in the link, and also
I appreciate that, you
Nancy's.
guys.
And I know that Jackie did the same too in the beginning. So thank you, everybody. Oh, and Jay said, I subscribed to Wolfgirl a long time ago. I just looked and had to resub. Same with Nancy. So kind of got to check your subs every now and then.
Yes.
YouTube did an update.
It's great what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All righty. So we are reading for Dina. Is somebody who wants to go first?
I didn't. I haven't. Let me shuffle here. And
you want me to go?
Okay.
Nancy, do you want to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, okay.
Shaw Woman, I drew a little bit of dragon energy for you. I just couldn't help myself. And it says Dragon Born. We have sheltered magic for a millennia now, and it's nearly time for its rebirth. Feel hopeful, human child. There will soon be a wondrous moment from which a new world will be born. I believe that. The second card that I got for you is Embrace Your Internal Mother. We talk a lot about the inner child and how we work with our inner child, but we all have an internal mother too. And this mother is a nurturing goddess within. And she loves us just as we are and wants us to accept ourselves just as we are, because to her we're perfect. And I love that. I love that for you. The next card that I got is very, very powerful. It's from the Goddess Temple Oracle, and it is called The Journey. And I want you to look at this card. There's a lot of emotion. See all the water? And if you can, the glare, there's shiny cards. It's nighttime. Can you see the stars? It's almost like there's a portal through the cave. And there is this owl that is taking flight. And this reminds me of ritual and how important ritual is to us.
Yes.
And I think this card is saying that you need to spend time at night in ritual. That is a time of power for you, when you can draw closer to your spirit guides and your angels, and your goddess. If you have a particular goddess that you are close to, that's the time to journey with them and to grow. That's what I have for you.
Beautiful.
Oh, look at the kitty.
Yep, this is Ziva. She doesn't usually come in too often. This is my 16-year-old.
Oh,
Lizzie is the other one.
She looks like she's in charge of the world.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's the diva. Let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. She's got that look. Like, look at I am supreme. I am a goddess.
I look at her and I want to be on her staff.
Yeah. It's that look.
And if you don't pay attention to what we have to do is we have to put 4 boxes in front of our cabinets on the floor because if we don't pay attention to her or do what we want her, she goes and she takes her paw and she flips the doors and she knows she's not supposed to do it and she knows it annoys us and she'll go boom, boom, boom. We'll get up chasing her away. We'll sit back down. Boom, boom. So
That's awesome.
diva. At least the other one doesn't do that, Mozzie. But
that's totally cats. That's cats for you.
Oh goodness gracious, that's my mama's 16. Wow.
I am ready to read if you want me to read, or you can read.
Nope. Actually, go right ahead.
Okay. So let me. Oops. My computer's doing something goofy here. Okay, there we go. All right. So the first card I got was the Hanged Man. So I'm feeling like, let me just go through the cards first. All right. So I got the Hanged Man first. Okay. I got the Lovers second. And I got the King of Swords from the third card. Okay. So what I'm feeling from this is there is something. Okay. So you need to sacrifice a little bit of your time to be able to unify with spirit. Okay. It's kind of like what Nancy was saying. All right. Nancy was talking about ritual and the need to develop ritual. And that's what I'm feeling from spirit too. It's like you're not putting enough time and energy into creating this connection with spirit. And spirit is calling out to you. The King of Swords is an intellect card, right? He's very intellectual, and he's also about like cutting through, for the lack of, forgive my language, but it's like cutting through the bullshit. Okay. That, the King of Swords is like, let's look at what's true. Let's look at what's absolutely true here. And I feel like spirit is calling out to you and saying, I want to connect with you so that I can show you a greater truth. So I would highly recommend, just like Nancy said, that you find a ritual. Maybe it's spending 10 minutes after dinner meditating. Just sit on the floor, sit on the couch, and just breathe and be in the moment and allow yourself to be present so that you can hear these little voices from spirit, these little this intuition coming to you. And it's really you coming to you, right? It's your higher self coming down and like connecting with you in this physical place. You are a spiritual being, right? You are a spiritual being connected to the divine. So spirit is just saying, let's connect. Let me open you up so that you can get this knowledge, get this wisdom that's all there for you. You just have to open up and you have to be dedicated to giving the time to that. So developing a ritual, I think Nancy is spot on. So that is what spirit is saying to me.
All right. To catch up, Dina says, oh, we lost Dali. We lost her.
Whoop.
Oops. She'll be back. So really quick, Dina said to you, Nancy, I am a night owl. She says, there she is.
I'm sorry, my computer is doing goofy
and then
things.
Poof, she was gone. And so just sharing what Dina has been saying, I get frustrated when I try to meditate. She's thanking both you and Nancy, and she goes, I just need to keep trying. And that's all you can do. That's all we can do.
Don't go into meditation with any kind of expectation.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started meditating, I was lucky if I could get 5 minutes in before my mind started wandering. Don't expect things to happen. Don't, just go in there and just follow your breath, breathe in and breathe out. Just stay with the breath. And if your mind starts to wander, acknowledge whatever it was that you thought of and go right back to breathing. And before you know it, 5 minutes is done. Start with 5 minutes. You don't have to be a master meditator right from the get-go. Just take time to breathe.
Baby steps.
Yes.
And also your guides know you're trying.
That's right.
They know you're trying and I don't know, when I meditate, I use this preonite crystal, and it really helps me to get in the
That's
zone.
pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel so I feel such a connection to
That's my
Priyanite
piece.
that I
Mhm.
ordered this Priyanite ring
That's
Ooh,
gorgeous.
that's
to
beautiful.
replace my wedding ring
Mm,
because of what Priyanite has come to mean to me
Mm-hmm.
in my
yeah.
spiritual walk. And I think that we all have different things that we can connect to. It doesn't have to be a stone. I mean, it could be a card in our tarot deck, or a certain oracle card, or just something that we focus on. It has to be something that means a lot to you, and then you offer that, as you do your ritual.
I was just looking at Shaw Woman, and she was saying, right, my problem is my breathing, but maybe I shouldn't stress about that so much. You don't have to focus on the breath. You can do a walking meditation.
Mhm.
Walking meditations are amazing. That's where you just go, and if you have the ability to, just go take a walk around the block and just stay in the moment. Don't let your mind wander off someplace else. I do a form of meditation that takes place in the shower, and where you just mindfully stay with the shower. You are actually paying attention to your soaping yourself up, and washing your hair and putting the conditioner in and toweling off when you're done.
Because you're present.
You're right, you're present, you're right there, and you're in the moment, and that is the power behind meditation.
And she plays guitar too.
Oh,
Guitar is a great way to do it too,
Yeah.
because you're focusing on, you're one with the music, right? That
Mhm.
is like an amazing way to meditate.
Exactly. And just really quick,
There's
so
no right way.
no, there isn't. And Dina, I'm looking at the cards, and look what I also got. I got the Hangman.
The Hangman, yeah.
So I pulled from Collect Beer and Read for that one, and I got the Hangman. And again, just it's that free falling, just allowing yourself to go. He's not panicking. He's not afraid. He's just letting go and allowing things to happen, and having that different perspective, and knowing that having that different perspective, however, and I think that different perspective comes in, I think, with the meditation, because again, the perspective is we're supposed to sit there, not think about anything for half hour cross, but for all of us, it's all different. It's playing guitar, going for a walk in nature. Like Beth said, Pema Chodron says that you can meditate in a grocery store. Just stop, observe what you're feeling,
mhm.
maybe, smells that you see, but for me, that deep breathing is always what gets me through. But painting, drawing, going out in nature, sitting with fur babies. I mean, those little things that help you breathe, relax, get you grounded, helps bring the blood pressure down, helps just start regulating the body. And again, YouTube, entertainment purposes only. We're not doctors. We're just talking things, stuff that helps us get through. So that He-Man could be all those different perspectives to have, when it comes forward to getting grounded and meditating. And I use cards from Chris and Louise's deck. The overall laying energy is how do you say this properly? Dali,
Thursdays.
Thuris has, okay. And it's about wrath. So
That's
I
how I
mean,
say it.
so there's a lot of anger going on. And I've seen some of your videos. You vent, girl. So I know there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of stuff going on with your health and in your life that has you really upset. Get you going. So another meditation being really good, and breathing. But the first card that came out was I am enough. And I think this is a beautiful message for all of us. We are enough, no matter where we are in the process of healing in life, even mistakes that we made. We are human, and we are still enough. I just love how she acknowledges she's part of the universe. Everything within the universe is within us. We are enough. And I did get the voice. So making sure that you're paying attention to what you say to yourself, out loud and internally, because sometimes we get angry with ourselves or whatever, or we say negative things about ourselves out loud. So we have to remember to use our voice for affirmations for ourselves, to soothe ourselves, to I don't think you have to worry about being kind to people. You have such a big heart, Dina. But just remembering to talk kindly, sing, even to sing, that might be a form too, along with your guitar, to help you with meditation. But don't be afraid to use your voice and to remember how you use your voice, especially when you talk to yourself. And with
Yes.
all of that, you get kanaz, you get transformation, and it's like the phoenix from the flame. So you're that beautiful piece of artwork. Just keep working at it, girl. You've got this. Um, Let me get
Yeah, she
caught
was
up.
saying that fears are her typical blockages, and that's
Hmm.
everyone's blockages.
Yes.
Fear, we can't stop our brains from doing its job, right? The
Yep.
whole point of our ego is to keep us alive. That's all that our
Mhm.
ego really is there for. And
And,
sometimes our ego gets the best of us, and we get very, very
mhm.
afraid of things.
Oh,
I have fear. I'm
I
not
do too
without
every
fear.
day.
You
Every day
know,
I
I
wake up.
I get scared about certain things, but then I like try to bring myself back to it and try to step outside. I try to take a curious approach to fear where I kind of step back a little bit and I look at the situation, I look at what I'm afraid of, and I break it down. And a lot of times, just in doing that process, I'm able to take the fear from being way up here back down to here, back to a manageable level.
Future Dina.
I'm somebody who like suffered from anxiety for many, many years, like crippling anxiety.
Same here.
And that process has been incredibly helpful. And again, we're not
Perspective. Yeah.
I'm not a I'm not a I'm
We're
not a
not doctors,
doctor.
but
I'm
we
not
are
a doctor
peers.
for entertainment purposes only completely, but I know that process and doing a lot of shadow work has really been
Mhm.
helpful for me. So,
And we can talk about this because we're all peers.
right,
Peers are people, who have similar, diagnoses or similar things that have happened to us in the past that we can talk to and relate to each other with without, hopefully without being judged.
right,
And
right.
that's why I always pride my chats being where it's a safe space for people,
Mhm.
to come and share. Like Sheridan, she was able to share that she didn't feel comfortable, and that was okay. We said goodbye in love and light. So that's what I like keeping. No, yeah.
Yes, I
Hmm.
understand that all
Me
too
too.
well.
You'll get through it. You'll get through it.
Yes. And good evening, Judith Anderson. It looks like you're a new name to my channel as well. Thank you for joining us. Well, Judith, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to add you to the list. I probably should put down the banner really quick, and so that people coming in, because we are at 6:16. But
Yeah,
just let me go to comments
I
now.
will.
Let's
I will
see.
have to go pretty quick here, you guys, because I got to cook
Okay.
for the fam.
All righty. So,
That's my
Judith, we
job.
probably will not be able to get to your question, but if you hang out, a lot of these mini readings all resonate for all of us. We can all take something, all wisdom from the messages we get from the cards. Next up is Tom Early Ritual. But Judith, feel free to come back next week, and Nancy and I would be happy to read for you as well. And boy, my hands went. Isn't it interesting when your hands just sometimes go to one deck without you even have to think about, okay, which one do I use? I love that.
I feel my feminine energy.
So, Thomas. Thank you, Karen. That's what I like my chats to be: encouraging, a safe space. At least I hope they are. That's my intent. Ooh.
I need one more card. Oh, interesting.
That's me over here. Woo!
Woo.
Ah. Get ready for it, Thomas. I don't know if I've really ever read for you, Thomas, before. I think I might have once. So, one of you ladies ready to go?
I'm not.
Okay, so I'll go ahead. So, Tom, the goddess card that you got Isis. So, all about rebirth, picking up the pieces. And this is, and boy, okay, picking up the pieces. So, you're talking about needing to connect with your feminine side. So your feminine side is picking up the pieces of your male side. Isis went looking for all those broken pieces of her husband and putting him back together again. And I think this is such a beautiful card goddess to get for a male asking for a reading, because the patriarchal religions have done such a job, just absolutely destroying the feminine for all men, for a lot of men, and feeling like it's not a part of them, um, but just breaking that bond. Okay, so for me, this is all about rebirth, re-looking at your life, picking up those pieces, putting pieces back together again, and kind of figuring out what you're doing moving forward. So I pull from um, the star tarot, and the overall energy is the Hierophant. So this is about a lot of spirituality, going and doing the ritual. I mean, it's in your name, early ritual. So looking into creating and maybe reconnecting with your spirituality, with your ritual, reconnecting with your higher self, your higher power, your gods, the earth, connecting. Um, you've been at work with it, and I'm also getting this card here. It's like kind of like a wheel of fortune too, but this is also moon cycles. So paying attention, maybe working with the moon cycles, with reconnecting with your spirituality, ritual, this rebirth that you're going through. And the last card, the sun, my friend, just blossoming. And there's the balance, the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine, the butterfly of transformation, and just that beautiful, successful sun card. So just beautiful cards for you, my friend. And I'll give it over to Dali.
Okay, so the first card I got was the Seven of Cups, which is very much about choices, right? And if you look inside the cups, each one of those cups has something different in it, right? And some of those things that are in the cups are fantasy, some of them are reality. I'm sorry, I'm like having a hard time finding a place to put this card. But
Oh,
there's all these choices,
very good.
right? There's all these choices that are before him. And it feels like, because the second card I got was the Eight of Swords, it feels like a lot of the choices that maybe you've made in maybe in recent time at least have kind of bound you. They've isolated you from the divine feminine and from the feminine inside of you. Um, so what the third card is the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is saying, "Hey, it's okay. Nothing is set in stone. You can reach deep inside and make some choices that are definitely more towards the feminine side of yourself. You don't have to worry about being judged. You don't have to worry about what people are going to think about you. Just reach out to the goddess and ask her to bring some more divine femininity into your life, intuition, emotion, um, clairvoyance. All these things are available to you regardless of what your sex is, whether you're female or male. But be very careful not to throw off the balance so much that you find yourself in a state of confusion, because that's not healthy either. Just ask the goddess to bring you a little more divine feminine into your life so that you can tap into that. Because right now it's off balance. It's completely off balance. It's way too far to the masculine side. And that appears to be from
Mhm.
choices that maybe you've made in the past. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all make choices all throughout our lives, and we learn from that. We learn from our choices. So that's what I have coming from spirit for you.
Alrighty. And Tom says, also a solid reading. Thank you so much, Dolly. this really connects on a number of points.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad.
Alrighty. So thank you, Dali. And up to Nancy.
Um, I got a goddess for you that I had never heard of. And her name is Yamoja, the goddess of all that flows.
Oh, you
I am an ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what exists within me. And I love that for you. Look at the power in that card and the emotion, and look at her heart is on fire. Isn't that beautiful? And it says that she represents the creative force of the unconscious, the secret depths that bring the unseen into the physical realm. And the other card that I got for you, I pulled a tarot card from the my favorite deck.
Ooh.
And it is the star card. And reading this intuitively, if you look at this, look at the brightness around it. And I see that this is a card of ritual. And she is pouring water into a pool of the collected consciousness from the beginning of time. And the beautiful lotuses and the stars. I just see such power. And your name is Early Ritual. And I imagine that you have a lot of rituals that you follow. But to me, she looks like a goddess. And I don't know, this card just speaks to me for you. And that's what I have for you.
That is beautiful.
That star card that you picked up reminded me a lot of Kuan Yin. And, you know who I'm talking about?
It does. But I don't know, there's just something about her. She is so serene, and yet she is so powerful.
That's my favorite card
And
of the deck.
her concentration on what she's doing. And we were talking about how difficult it is to meditate and to maybe do rituals, that we get bogged down. And I don't know, her sense of purpose, it really touches my heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I said it reminded me of Kuan Yin, because Kuan Yin, like, she's often depicted as pouring out, she carries that alabaster jar, and she's
compassion.
She's pouring out compassion into the collective, right? So yeah, that was really, that deck is
the
beautiful.
Mystic Palette Tarot. I know Tom was asking about. It's by Ciro Marchetti. This is the original, but there is a mass market deck out now. A few cards are a little different, but still, it's a gorgeous deck. And Tom shared with us the different aspects that all three are hitting on are amazing, and yet all touching the same. Beautiful. Thank you, Nancy, Dali, and Heather. You're welcome, Tom, my friend. And as I put in the chats, unfortunately, we will not be able to get to Judith, Janet, or Ava, but we will be back next week, Nancy and I. And if you show up in chat, we will make sure that you will be the first three to get readings. So hopefully we will see you back again next week. And Judith says, I love the sound of your birds chirping in the background. It makes me miss my babies. They sound so happy.
Oh.
And yes, the Mystic Palette by Ciro Marchetti. And Tom says, now I'm off to sub to Dali.
Oh, that is so nice, you guys. Make sure you're subbing to Nancy too if you haven't, though. Nancy is pretty darn amazing.
Yes, she is.
I got to tell you, Nancy, I mean, from this, well, you too, Heather, but Nancy, you really have touched my heart. Oh. I can't explain what it is. You share the same name as my mom. You're the exact same age as my mom. Now, I don't think of you as my mom. I promise you that. You are not. You don't seem old enough.
You just be careful, young lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of us were surprised when she shared her age with us once. I was like,
I was shocked when you said how old you are because you do not act, look, or give off any kind of that feel. But I just there is there I love the genuineness that is in you. You are definitely somebody who wants to help people and to
Yeah.
oh,
and to
yes.
bring the light to this world where there's so much darkness. And you too, Heather. So
Thank you.
I mean, I appreciate that very much. You don't even know. You don't even know. I mean, it's time. The world needs us.
Yes.
And it means the world for you joining me too on my channel.
Yes, it's been
Because
wonderful.
it's been a couple years and I kept putting it off saying, I don't know. And then me going through my personal stuff and going through changes and, circles and things. And it was
Heather,
just like,
it's
when you
divine
pop back,
timing. It's
and
divine timing.
when you pop back up again, I was just like, it was just kind of like, now's the time. There she is, And so, thank you for joining, Nancy and Dolly. Thank you for joining me. You ladies are so
Thank
loved and
you,
appreciated.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you,
It's
everyone in
been
the
an
chat.
honor to read for you all.
Yes, same here. And hello, lovely Linda Sandoval. Thank you for
Linda.
popping in.
Hello, Linda.
We are finishing up, but feel free to watch replay if you like. A lot of beautiful readings. And now, Dolly, do you have a live tomorrow, right?
Correct.
And Thursday.
Tomorrow and Thursday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And it's just a free-flowing love fest where we drink a lot of coffee and laugh. I like to start the day with laughter. I don't think that we do that enough. So
no, we don't.
I try to bring positive news and just positivity to the morning. So
that's why when you go into Dolly's channel to watch her in the morning or to chat, when you leave, you will feel much lighter.
Oh, yes.
Most definitely. So, Nancy, do you have anything?
You'll be saying to yourself, what did I just do for the last hour?
Yeah. Sometimes I can't remember what I had for breakfast that very same day. I'm like, wait a minute, what? What did I do 5 minutes ago? God, you gotta love menopause.
Yes.
So, Nancy, you got any specials this week you want to share with people?
I don't think so. I don't think I have
Nothing scheduled
until May. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, it's almost the end of April already.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me just look real quick, but I don't think I have anything.
Coffee talk. You gotta remember, Karen. You gotta say what the accent.
Walk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay. She said great show.
Have you next Monday and another live later on that night.
Okay. For me, tomorrow I will be with Jackie and Spiritual Ray for our regular Tuesdays tarot talk. We will be discussing the High Priestess and the Empress and sharing our favorite cards that we have in our decks by those. And also tomorrow, I think I'm going to be on Allison's channel. We haven't figured out the deets yet, but we're supposed to be doing a full moon reading because apparently the Scorpio energy is supposed to be a very potent one for this full moon. So we may be doing a full moon live. Keep your eyes open. And I got a couple of other things, but we need to let Dali go so she can go start her dinner. And
Skål all my Scandinavian sisters.
Oh, there we go.
And brothers. Skål.
Skål. All righty.
What's on the menu tonight, Dali?
I'm making a pork roast with candied carrots and some sweet potatoes.
Oh, that sounds good.
What time's dinner?
Yeah.
Come on over. You just gotta hop on the lakes and zip through the lakes.
Right over.
Oh wow.
Oh my goodness! Send Freya's chariot over. Send her the picture.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I see you flying into the front yard. I'd be like, oh!
Oh my goodness! Alrighty, everybody. Yes, everyone's asking how they can come for dinner.
Come on over. Plenty for
I'll
everybody.
have a little bit for me. So again, everybody, thank you for joining us today. It was a pleasure, and we will see you all on our next show. Have a good night, everyone.
Take care.
Bye-bye.